reside in hotels. I want to thank you all for your participation, because in Los Angeles, each of us have skin in the game, and I look forward to working with all Angelenos and all of you from around the country to urgently address what we are going through in our city so that we can welcome the world to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is an incredibly diverse city, which is reflected in everything from our restaurants to the languages you hear spoken on our streets. We are home to immigrants from around the world, and we believe that this is one of our greatest assets. For those of you who call LA home, you embody the entrepreneurial spirit that makes the city and country so special. For those of you who live elsewhere, I hope you will think of LA in Southern California as a place to invest and do business and to bring your families for vacation. So thank you all for being here, and welcome to the association. Please enjoy your stay. Thank you so much.
AAHOA thanks Mayor Bass for the warm remarks and for hosting us in the City of Angels this week. I hope everyone had a wonderful time at the welcome reception last night at the Coliseum. Did you guys have a good time last night? It was a great way to kick off the week and such a wonderful opportunity for everyone to connect. AAHOA team members and leaders have been working very hard behind the scenes to make this year's convention and trade show the best yet. Have you had a chance to download the AAHOACON 23 event now? Please do. If you're not sure, if you want this all by your fingertips, the best way is to download the AAHOA app. Speaking of being the best yet, the 2019 AAHOA Convention and Trade Show was AAHOA's previous biggest trade show, the one in San Diego, where we celebrated the association's 30-year anniversary, which totaled more than 77,000 square feet of exhibit space. This year, AAHOACON 23 reached a historic milestone with nearly 90,000 square feet of exhibit space. I want you to know that AAHOA wouldn't be what it is, wouldn't achieve the scale that we've achieved without all of your support of our 500 plus exhibitors. Please give them a round of applause. You all deserve to have an incredible time this week. I also want to thank our wonderful sponsors for helping make this week possible. Please join me in thanking our sponsors also. I'd also like to introduce you to something new to AAHOACON. This year, the AAHOA Garage. The AAHOA Garage is designed to showcase products and services to AAHOA members in an immersive and engaging way. This year, at AAHOACON 23, companies had the chance to demonstrate how their products and services can help AAHOA members, hotel owners, and their staff. Please be sure to stop by the brand new AAHOA Garage, which has been sold out on the trade show floor, and to learn how to fix and maintain your property and ask questions. And you may get a chance to meet MC Hammer. Cut time! I'd like to take a moment to thank Curve Hospitality, which is considered one of the top hotel interior design, purchasing, and manufacturing companies in the United States, for sponsoring today's general session. Curve Hospitality manufactures an extensive range of quality products like case goods, seating, lighting, and flooring. Please join me in thanking Curve Hospitality for their generosity, and let's take a quick look and a quick video from our friends at Curve.
Curve hospitality, keep the schedule moving. They trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Window, property moving. Curve hospitality, keep the schedule moving. They trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Above and beyond for the client, we don't miss it. Industry leaders in design and procurement. Curve hospitality's the thing they gotta learn it. Industry leaders in design and procurement. At Curve Hospitality, we understand that every client is unique. That's why we offer top-of-the-line hotel furnishings and interior design solutions. Whether you're seeking custom furniture or the latest designs from reputable brands tailored to meet your specific needs, with our unmatched expertise and attention to detail, we'll help you create a one-of-a-kind hospitality experience that sets you apart from the competition. Contact Curve Hospitality today and experience the difference for yourself. Property movement. Curve hospitality, keep the schedule moving. They trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Property movement. Curve hospitality, keep the schedule moving. They trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Trying to get ahead of the curve, they can't do it. Above and beyond for the client, we don't miss it. Industry leaders in design and procurement. Curve hospitality's the thing they get to learn it. Industry leaders in design and procurement. Curve Hospitality is located in Houston, Texas, and can be found at one of the many trade shows across the country throughout the year, or at www.curvehospitality.com.
Another applause. Another important highlight of this convention is AAHOA support for LA's Covenant House. Covenant House, California, CHC, is a non-profit youth shelter that provides sanctuary and support for young people ages 18 to 24 who are experiencing homelessness or who are survivors of trafficking. CSC provides a full continuum of services to meet the physical, emotional, educational, vocational, and spiritual well-being of young people. Take a look at this video behind me for some additional background on Covenant House, California. with CHC this year, AAHOACON, to help raise money and awareness. You can buy AAHOACON custom designed socks and t-shirts on the trade show floor at the AAHOACON Cares booth, number 447. For just $31 donation, you can get these socks for $31. Each of you should get these for the whole family. And for $101 donation, you can get this shirt. All net proceeds will go directly to Covenant House, California. Please stay until the end of the session. We'll be giving away some of these custom designed AAHOACON t-shirts. We're thrilled to have AAHOA, our partners and members, supporting Covenant House, California throughout AAHOACON 23 and beyond. Exhibitors donated products, and members will be assembling essential kits for those in need of shampoo, soap, socks, deodorant, mouthwash, etc. When you pick up incredible AAHOA apparel, you'll be supporting the hundreds of unhoused youth who come through Covenant House, California's doors. I'd like to recognize Nita Patel, Chief Operating Officer of Covenant House, California. We so appreciate you being here today and appreciate your dedication to youth experiencing homelessness or survivors of trafficking. Nita, please come up on stage.
It's a beautiful day.
On behalf of the entire Covenant House organization, we're so touched and honored to have AAHOA support the countless youth and trafficked youth in California and throughout the nation who walk through our doors every year. We believe that no young person deserves to be homeless. They deserve shelter, food, education, recovery, and most importantly, to be loved. Thank you for supporting our mission and for all the work that you're doing. Your donation really matters. You're providing them the best chance for success and independence. Thank you so much, AAHOA. Thank you.
Please welcome AAHOA Chairman Neal Patel.
Thank you so much, Nita. And speaking of giving back, supporting the communities in which we live and work has been a cornerstone to AAHOA's mission since we were founded in 1989. AAHOA members rise to the occasion to support those in need, raise funds for those who are less fortunate, and give back in ways that make a huge impact. So with that said, I'm thrilled to make the official announcement today. AAHOA is launching the new AAHOA Charitable Foundation, Hospitality Helping Humanity, which will amplify charitable initiatives, worthy causes, providing educational scholarships and grants, and lift others by providing aid to those in need. We want to give back to an industry that has given us so much. The new AAHOA Charitable Foundation will formalize the ways in which AAHOA contributes to humanity and allow all of us to have even a bigger impact in our communities across the nation. With today's announcement, we are asking those in attendance to consider making a pledge to donate today. There is a QR code on the screen behind me that you can scan with your phones and pledge your donations. Let's ensure that we're off to a strong start and no pledge amount is too small. Anything you can contribute goes a long way. And we look forward to an incredible impact AAHOA Charitable Foundation will have in 2023 and beyond. Now, I'd like to turn your attention to our next segment. While AAHOA clearly supports charitable initiatives, whether through the work we're doing this week with Covenant House, California, or through the launch of AAHOA Charitable Foundation, the ways in which AAHOA communities contributes to their communities and this great nation goes far beyond charitable initiatives. Many members of AAHOA also make a great sacrifice to protect our freedom in the United States. So today, we want to salute the folks who are giving back to our country in the form of military service. We have a special guest speaker today, Jaydevsinh Zala, a United States Air Force officer who has had an impressive career. He graduated from the United States Air Force Academy in 2018 with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management. And during his time there, he served as a commander of his squadron and received the Religious Respect Award. After graduation, he underwent pilot training at Vance Air Force Base in Oklahoma and Fort Rucker in Alabama. Jaydevsinh is currently serving as an aircraft commander at Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. As an aircraft commander, he pilots a unique aircraft for Special Operation Forces and is responsible for the safety of his entire crew and mission execution during a flight. He credits his success to the guidance of his gurus, Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahant Swami Maharaj, and the love and support of his family. Please give a warm AAHOA welcome to Jaydevsinh Zala.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that warm welcome. It is an honor to speak to you today about my personal journey and how my parents' story of immigrating to the United States embodies the core values of courage, community, and purpose. My parents immigrated to the United States from India, like many of you here today, with little to nothing in their name. They were seeking a better future for themselves and their family. From the very start, time and again, my parents chose courage over comfort. They showed immense courage, being able to move to a foreign land, learn a new language, and a new culture, all the while having to work tirelessly to provide for their family. As I was growing up, I witnessed the success of my parents and the role that organizations such as AAHOA played in their journey. With their early involvement in AAHOA, they were surrounded by a community of immigrants determined to work hard and to live to their true purpose. The association supported and empowered them to achieve their goals and make a positive impact in their community. 25 years ago, on my first birthday, my father gifted me a small F-16 fighter jet toy. It was this small toy, along with the opportunity the United States gave my parents, that inspired me to join the Air Force. While my desire to give back to this country was set in motion, I realized the importance of setting goals in the hotel business by watching my parents work hard. When I was 15 years old, I became a certified hotel owner through AAHOA, giving me a more concrete understanding of the hospitality business I was raised in. Upon graduating high school, I was fortunate enough to be accepted into the United States Air Force Academy. At that time, I was one of the handful of Indians who had attended the academy. After achieving that goal, I set out on another, which involved shaping my spiritual life. I joined the Cadet Interfaith Council. This gave me the opportunity to teach and display the different faiths of the world that cadet wing. Upon graduating, I was able to pursue my dream of becoming a pilot. However, I was at a moral crossroads. Was I to choose the flashy, fun fighter plane, or the riskier option of being a special operations and rescue pilot? I received guidance from my guru, Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, and I picked the latter, allowing me to live my purpose with deeper faith and inner peace while upholding my Hindu belief of ahimsa. This layer of spirituality has enabled me to share kindness and empathy with others, just as my guru has instructed. Looking back, I now have a greater appreciation for my Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj's guidance, because it has allowed me to live with my purpose with inner strength, faith, and compassion. In conclusion, purpose, courage, and community are all essential for the members of AAHOA. When a group of people come together with a shared sense of purpose, they can accomplish great things and overcome challenges that may seem insurmountable, just as you all have. Courage, both individual and collective, are necessary for taking risks, speaking up for what is right, and chasing after their dreams. By working together towards a common goal, a community can experience empowerment and fulfillment that cannot be achieved through individual pursuits alone. A strong community with a clear purpose and courageous individuals will not only benefit its members, but also contribute to the greater good of society as a whole. AAHOA represents all of these attributes, and I look forward to continuing to be a part of this community. Thank you all for being a part of an organization that fosters hope and success of the American dream. Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you, Jay, for sharing your story for an outstanding service to the United States of America and protecting all of our freedom. To celebrate the amazing contribution of AAHOA servicemen and women, we would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has served or is serving right now. Please make your way to the stage so we can honor you properly.
Once again, thank you, AAHOA Club Blue industry partner, HBO, for your long-standing support of AAHOA. Over the years, AAHOA has aggressively cultivated relationships with elected officials in Washington, D.C. and in your state capital. In doing so, we have helped expand their knowledge around the importance of hotels to their communities and to the U.S. economy at large. Thanks to you and your fellow AAHOA members, AAHOA is now the foremost resource and advocate for America's hotel owners, where it matters most, the halls of Congress. Take a look at this video to better understand the AAHOA PAC and how your contributions are making a difference.
On May 6, 1998, the AAHOA PAC was established.
I think it's important for our membership to get engaged. I think that's the biggest mission of AAHOA, is to create a bridge between our lawmakers and our membership, and more importantly, our industry.
The AAHOA PAC has grown into one of the top 5 hotel industry PACs, with receipts totaling more than $1 million.
I know you are a powerful group in terms of speaking to legislators.
Thanks to our members' dedicated efforts, the AAHOA PAC supports a diverse group of elected officials and candidates who understand how government impacts the hospitality industry and are committed to prioritizing the needs of small business owners.
You're the greatest small business owners in America. You are the backbone of our
AAHOA Government Affairs staff has implemented a point system whereby a candidate must receive a certain number of points before being considered by the AAHOA Government Affairs Committee for AAHOA PAC contributions.
Over the years, AAHOA has aggressively cultivated relationships with elected officials in Washington, D.C. and your state capital.
This system evaluates a candidate's policy stances, committee positions, and more.
We have to take time to ensure that lawmakers understand what our concerns are and make sure that our agendas are being presented to the lawmakers so they understand when they're sitting there and going and discussing some of the things that affect us.
Every AAHOA member is eligible to make a contribution and join the AAHOA PAC.
The AAHOA PAC is extremely important because it gives us a seat at the table and opens up doors that previously were not available to us.
In doing so, we have helped expand their knowledge around the importance of hotels to their communities and the economy at large.
Our main goal is labor, and as we want to increase that,
you need to elect the political officials in their places who listens to our concern, right? And to get them elected, you need money. They need money to get elected. So if we have a PAC fund, enough money in the PAC, they look at us favorably.
Thanks to you and your fellow AAHOA members, AAHOA is now the foremost resource and advocate for America's hotel owners.
Get involved, stay connected with AAHOA, because advocacy is one platform that AAHOA provides for all of us hoteliers to be able to connect and network and talk with all of our congressmen.
We're building relationships that have a true impact.
most important thing is for them to know that AAHOA represents the 60% of the hotels in the nation. And that is a larger amount of group that is representing the industry.
And the AAHOA PAC gives AAHOA the opportunity to advocate on behalf of its members on Capitol Hill and in state capitals across the country.
You are responsible for many, many employees, their livelihoods, and providing wonderful hospitality for people.
The AAHOA PAC would cease to exist without continued contribution and support from our members.
All AAHOA members are encouraged to become members of AAHOA PAC and attend AAHOA PAC events in their regions, as well as in Washington, D.C.
We hope to see the unity that we've been wanting to see for a while. Definitely a moment to celebrate for us.
Your contributions to the AAHOA PAC has led AAHOA to be one of the most dominant forces in the industry. And for the thousands of AAHOA lifetime members attending AAHOACON 23, you have the opportunity to make a difference. AAHOA lifetime members who are eligible for convention reimbursement can reallocate their refund to the AAHOA PAC and make a difference today. I'm encouraging each one of you to get out your cell phones right now and scan the QR code on the screen. This form will allow you to pledge your reimbursement to the AAHOA PAC and have a direct impact on AAHOA's legislative agenda in 2023 and beyond. Go ahead, please get out your cell phones right now, scan the code behind me. I want to thank each one of you personally who are pledging to make a difference and take part in the political process. As you heard from our speakers earlier, as a united front in Washington, D.C., and in your state capitals, the country, across the country, we can together make a difference. Before we bring on today's keynote speaker, we have some other important announcements. The trade show opens approximately 11 a.m. as soon as our show is over here. Head over to the South Hall, outside the doors to the right, with our nearly 500 exhibitors who are here supporting AAHOA and are eager to earn your business and help you save on your bottom line. The trade show is open to 6 p.m. today, and lunch will be served on the trade show floor from noon until 2 p.m. In addition, tomorrow, during the general session, you'll have a chance to hear from your 2023 AAHOA elections candidates and see the secretary debate. All this begins in this room at 9 a.m. sharp. The election polls will open directly after the secretary debate, approximately 12 noon until 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow. So be sure to have the Votes app on your phone ready, so you're ready to cast your vote directly after the secretary debate tomorrow. As a reminder, our partners and members are supporting Covenant House, California throughout the convention and beyond. Exhibitors have donated products, and members will be assembling those kits for those in need. Be sure to pick up the incredible AAHOA apparel and support the hundreds of homeless youth who came through Covenant House, California.
Oh my God. What?
We got some t-shirt cans coming.
What?
Each year, AAHOA prepares and posts its annual report on the AAHOA website. The 2022 AAHOA annual report, which contains AAHOA's financial information and accomplishments in 2022. That's AAHOA.com/report. And now, I'd like to introduce our sponsor, Let's do this first. Thank you. We'll have more tomorrow. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our sponsor, Nick Amaziori with DirecTV.
In that, every day, she and my oldest daughter, who also many of you have met, have passed AAHOA, who's actually was due yesterday. I know a lot of you have looked at me when I've taken out a phone and said, why are you taking out your phone? I keep looking at it, left it behind. Keep looking at text messages because this is our first grandchild. And he just said first gal. But anyway, my wife and my daughter wake up every day and they run a foundation called Cranberry Sunset Farm, which is a magical, Cranberry Sunset Farm, a magical organization that some of my team here in the room have visited, where they put 100, mostly children with autism, but increasingly other disabilities, cerebral palsy, on horseback, on horses that they rescue. Whenever I'm having a bad day at work, and I think I need to be inspired, seeing the face of a child, seeing the face, more importantly, of a parent who is putting a child that may never walk again on the back of that horse, is what inspires me daily, and is what has kept me out here for the last 40 years, despite the cost of 40 horses.
So, my next question, before I ask the question, I have to ask the audience, how many people in the room use ChatGPT? Great, how many people have no idea what it is? Okay, so the question is, maybe when you can explain a little bit about what ChatGPT is. So how is ChatGPT, how do you think it's going to influence our industry going forward? Anyone?
I mean, I have not really paid attention to ChatGPT until several months ago when my kids' school sent a message saying, hey, this is how we're seeing it used in the classroom, let's make sure we harness it for good. So I kind of started paying attention a little bit. At that point in time, started asking around the office, and you start realizing, wow, there's a lot of usage here that I had no idea. And working with our IT team right now, they're really looking at how to get that power harnessed. I think any kind of AI is absolutely the future of all industries, not just hotels. So, but it's definitely in the early stages in some respects. So, there's definitely a lot of risk. Because technology is kind of going faster than what we can really get our arms around as employers.
I look at it as a calculator. Right? So it is here. Google came out with like a bar. I mean, this is the future. How it's going to affect our industry specifically? I think first and foremost, customer reviews. I think customer reviews will be starting to be written through ChatGPT, maybe automated, and so it will be very difficult for us moving forward to try to decipher what review was real and what review wasn't. And we already have that problem today, so it's going to make it, it's just going to enhance it even more. So it's going to present some challenges, but again, like the calculator for words, everybody was skeptical of the calculator first came out, now we can't live without it. So I think it's going to become an integral part of our society.
I couldn't agree more. The issue that on reviews, and all of us, and all of you, we always talk about QA and reviews and the importance of customer service scores, and you talk about it all the time on your shows in terms of guest reviews. You can't hide from those. There was a story in Skip yesterday. Anybody see that Skip article about how Google Maps could become the next photograph
So it could be that affects your review.
the power of use Google. I'm looking for the top 5 hotels. You pick your city that I'm in, and you hope because of your review score that you come up. We know in our company that if you are 7 or above on a 1 to 10 score on your overall satisfaction rating, your RevPAR has been growing post-COVID at 2x the rate it's growing at those hotels rated 7 and below. So there is I don't know how many people had a chance to attend yesterday's session. It was an AAHOA learning session right upstairs on artificial intelligence inspired digital marketing. It was an incredible session, and it was all about just what we're talking about right now. And if it's repeated, I would suggest that every one of you try to go back to that session. I don't know, is it repeated? I know Michael Goldschmidt, you were there, Leanne, you were there, Arpit, you were there. It was a really well-run session. This is coming at us so fast and so furious. To Julie's point, our kids are talking about it, we know what it is. They're writing the introduction speech for Julie. Aerosmith, it's probably a better speech than you can write yourself in terms of all of your achievements. No, it is amazing. We've been using it for years, Anthony, in our call centers, in terms of, I think we're all comfortable right now talking about a problem with a chatbot. We weren't years ago, but if I didn't have to wait online for that customer service agent to answer my question when I have an easy issue, a password reset or a customer service problem,
Record this for like 1 minute and then I'll take the phone back from you.
Hoteliers are going to be using ChatGPT and AI is something we all need to educate ourselves to.
The only thing I would add is that as an industry, we're typically slow to adopt new technologies. And in many applications, when you think about where the chat AI can apply itself, it will take the place of a human. And I think that we should be careful with that, because we are in the people business, and I know what frustrates me the most is when I try to call and I can't get a human on the phone. And as a hospitality industry, I think we have to be thoughtful about the way we introduce that application, and there's definitely opportunities for it.
If you were trying to reset your password, would you be okay?
Thoughtful, I'd be okay, but if it becomes, full scale, painful. And we'll replace people, and we're trying to bring people into it.
Which hopefully AI is something that's smarter than what we've had so far. So it'll, if it works right, it'll find that balance of, okay, this person needs a person versus the machine can figure it out.
So Larry, remember the thing?
He's probably been using it all this time.
My opinion is you have to be careful because it's not your chosen words. And everyone has a personality and everyone writes in a particular frame of mind and their own way of expressing themselves. We all get the reviews and we see them and it almost looks like somebody's cutting and pasting a bad review. And then we all see where somebody says, we respond to the review and they come back and say, boy, I just got the standard, I'll call it corporate answer to my review. So we have to be careful with regard to it. It's not our chosen words. It's really kind of almost a form of plagiarism. And so be careful if you use it. Also consider that the words you use have consequences. If you say to someone and it chatbots you and it gives you the words, I am sure that you will be successful if you follow my guidance. It's almost a warranty of success, as opposed to saying, wishing you the best of luck. So, it can write something for you that may have consequences, so just be careful. They're not your chosen words. And I'm not a fan. I find it harder to amend someone else's written word. Julie says she's easier amending. I'd rather write my first draft myself.
And I think to everyone's point, this is the hotel business. This is the business of hospitality. So these things should help us do our job, shouldn't do our job. And I think that that's a good point. So on to another question that may be a little bit easier, or that's a harder. How much has VRBO and Airbnb influenced the way guests travel, just in general, and also to hotels?
Yeah, I'll jump in, and look, this is a alternative accommodation strategy that has been in place for at least 15 years. And I can recall when Airbnb first hit the market, and there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of other executives talking about how it's going to impact our business. I will say that we have all enjoyed strength after the pandemic, certainly through our ADRs and RevPARs. But Airbnb in 2022, their revenues grew by 40% to $9 billion company, and they spent $1 billion on advertising every year. So when you think of our performance as an industry over the last 3 years, most of it has been in rate, not so much in occupancy. And we really have to kind of reconcile the fact that there
is alternative opportunities out there. And our guests are paying more, and we're delivering nice. And sooner or later, that's going to come, for a day of reckoning for us. And if there are good alternatives in Airbnb, they're going to continue to steal market share from us. So I think that there are, certainly a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's influenced us negatively, certainly with illegal short-term rentals, which AAHOA, the HLA, IFA are all advocating against, and those are something that are really a top legislative issue. But it's also, and you said it yesterday as we were preparing for this session, Anthony, influenced us so positively as brands, as hoteliers. When you said that renting a room has been around since the parable of Mary and Jesus trying to check in to deliver. Mary and Joseph trying to deliver Jesus. VRBO, HomeAway, and gee whiz, Airbnb, when they arrived, they had better websites. They had better functionality. Their websites were mobile optimized. Ours were not. Their apps were better than ours. It has really made the brands think hard about the importance of our booking app, which I think we're always up there as the fastest growing channel we have. Making sure that
do you want to do it? I got to do the whole thing.
It's technology, more than anything else.
I think it's pushed us to get better. I think it's pushed us to get better from a technology perspective, but also from a service perspective. You have to realize the human experience when someone checks in that we can give that most of them don't. And it's creating that experience and that welcoming effect that makes us realize how important we are as an industry. And I think that's our greatest advantage, is the personal service that we provide at our hotels.
And I think people, when we talk about service, everybody's like, when you de-trade program, that's when you program. Usually what changes your entire stay is a word, or a moment, or I'll get that, and exceed our expectations. And we do that and maintain it.
We have so many more opportunities to interact with our guests than they do. Right? It's when they check in, it's at breakfast, it's the housekeeper who says hello, it's all those personal interactions I think make a difference.
I think there's a lot of segments there from a demand standpoint. And there's a place for the Airbnb and VRBO, and there's a place for the business travel. As a business traveler, I'm not going to choose a VRBO. I just want kind of my brand that I know what to expect. And
where do you stay at?
Yeah. Many hotels in the beach. That's what I thought. Hotel sixes aren't everywhere. We had a couple of ones ago. But I think that, and then there's a place for the Hotel 6 and the Studio 6 where it's where they need to be. It's the accommodation that they want. And, it really, I will say, I think another thing about VRBO is that guests are a little bit more self-sufficient in a VRBO scenario. It's really, it's changing the fact that they want to just go in and kind of make themselves at home, and they don't need a concierge.
Probably my battery point teacher.
An F&B location.
My father might want to see it, that's why.
That's recording your voice, right?
Would you agree, Julie, that Airbnb is
Who's going to see it?
franchisees and small business owners to raise their rate? When you look at the Airbnb, the minimum rate per stay is a lot longer than some.
That's right.
Recording or not?
Yes.
And the cleaning fees and the service charges, the full transparency of that stay, I would argue, in our select service businesses probably help. I mean, what do we all know? Our average daily rates are at historic levels. Our ability, everyone in this room's ability to continue to raise those average rates, if they are in any way, shape, in your market and competitive.
No, I think that's fair, and I think what's interesting too is how much those extra fees that hotels in the past have kind of gotten dinged on, and resort fees, and so shoot, those Airbnb fees that they're tacking on are pretty hefty.
Very interesting. I just learned a lot of stuff right there. So, post-pandemic, what is the biggest change, I suppose, coming out of it? What's something that stuck that we didn't expect?
Look, I think that, post-pandemic, we've now confronted war, we've confronted inflation, we've confronted macroeconomic issues with bank failures, and the performance in the industry just continues to strengthen. And it's remarkable how strong and resilient this industry is. I mean, when we think about the pandemic, it was 3 years ago. We were all sitting in our homes thinking that, the world was coming to an end. And, every Amazon box that showed up the front door, we were scrubbing it because we thought we were going to get sick. And here we are today. And this year, we're probably going to be one of the strongest years in the industry. And 2019 wasn't the strongest. And 2020 was the worst. So really remarkable how resilient the industry is.
You asked about what surprised us that stuck. And I would say for our team, what stuck is that hot breakfasts at Days Inns and Super 8s really aren't a driver of quality or your average daily rate. Not having to, that was a brand standard back pre-COVID. We weren't all sure, and I don't think everyone else in this room was sure, competitively whether we needed to bring that hot breakfast back post-COVID when you didn't have to, as Keith said, scrub, you really scrub the peppers? My wife was. So that,
Can you hold it for just like 2 minutes?
That our hotel, most of the people in this room had a better 2021 than they had 2019. A better 22 than they had in 2021. And when I asked most of you on the floor last night, this morning, how's the year looking? Many of you are saying 23, and all this economic headline delays might even be better than 2022. And yet their margin stacked, co-star. Everybody's margin is up a bit, and there are brand standards that the brands, all of us, began to remove that we haven't necessarily had to come back. Now, certainly in the upper mid-scale, where it's very important to guests to have a hot breakfast to drive those. Yeah, but there are a lot of standards that we haven't had to go back to that I think is surprising to all of us.
And Aspen.
My phone fell.
Staying at several full-service hotels. 2 days.
Under the chairs, and I'll get it.
They didn't even ask me if I could ask.
Sunny pakadne
It's acceptable. It's acceptable.
And that's going to be interesting, what the guests are going to accept and what they're going to start to push back. I think you start to see the road.
Well, I think that's where post-COVID, as people do get out on the road, they're starting to see the lack of spend that took place over the past couple of years. So I think that quality component is going to be pretty big.
I think to your point, though, and the service point, as ADRs continue to increase, that perception of what the guest expects may change as well. So that's one of the things I've seen, guest expectations. And it's not a surprise, but as ADR goes up, expectations go up. The other thing that really, that I'm seeing is a transfer of assets and a transfer of wealth from one generation to the other. I'm speaking to the younger generation, as well as the old generation of our members out there. We're seeing, I think, an acceleration of that transfer. Because the older generations now realize life is short. It's time for the next generation to have the opportunity and chance. So that transfer of wealth, I think, has accelerated. And it almost kind of shows up also with regard to, we after the pandemic, we talk about this pent-up demand. Well, that's gone. I think now I call it
Sounds good, thank you.
Where people now appreciate that every day is precious. So people are going to travel, and have ADR increases, and there's going to be this transfer of wealth. And it all goes back to this concept of life is so very precious.
I think that's where leisure, when I think of what surprises me is that stuck around, that people realize that I can travel for work and then extend and make a longer trip of it, still get some work done remotely, and that's benefited all of us because that means you're staying in a hotel that much longer than they would have before. I thought things would go back more to that Monday through Friday, I'm at home or at my office or whatever working, and then weekends or for weekends, but that has stuck. I don't think it's going away because of what Larry's saying.
That's a real problem. One other thing that would help what Julie's talking about that has surprised me is how slow international inbound travel in this country remains. And to think that in India, you are waiting between 500 and 600 days for a visa is ridiculous. the top 10 countries that want to come into our country, U.S. travel is saying is over a year wait to get a visa. And if there's one thing I would say to Bharat and to AAHOA in terms of the legislative agenda ahead of us in 2023, that should be high on the list. You have Tony Capuano every time he's on TV talking about this. You have Chris Lucetta, who is so passionate about it that he said he will become the U.S. travel chairman, something he really doesn't have time for. I think he's in India tonight. This is something AAHOA should embrace. That, in terms of getting those visa wait times down, and we are one of the very few countries right now that's requiring a vaccine to get a positive vaccine to get back into this country. Many countries are not. That's something that Chris and U.S. Travel are advocating. I think AAHOA should be behind it, because to Julie's point, that white-collar business travel is not necessarily coming back to the level it was before. And go ahead, Larry.
They talked about, if you get the U.S. travel, like I do, they talked about business travel not coming back until what year was it as of yesterday? 2027. 2027, business travel. That's a long period that we need to make up for it in leisure. Yeah. And it puts pressure on everything.
Yeah. When you're all up on Capitol Hill, that should be, when you talk to your congressmen, your senators, that should be high on your list. Getting that, and just think about your home country, getting that 500 to 600 days, which is what U.S. travel is saying the average wait time is in India down.
You know, that's interesting, because do you think if our domestic travel rates are strong, and our numbers are so strong,
oh my goodness,
that would be such a higher agenda?
Yeah. In terms of what this country has continued to lose share since 9/11, we could never get back halfway to where we were to 9/11. We'd be way ahead from where we were in 2019.
I think in travel visas coupled with work visas, I mean, all of those things, we should all, to your point as an industry, and just double down on that. I mean, that's going to be so important to help fix the labor shortage, but also important to help with industrial.
You know, there's so much uncertainty out there, but somehow we still keep going and we're getting stronger. So it leads me to my next question. What economic and market factors do you find most worrisome, and what is your company doing about it? Because if we had to really think about all the things that we're worried about, we probably can head.
I mean, short term, we've got the obvious things that we see, right, as far as the cost of debt, labor, inflation, things like that. We just talked about it, the resiliency of the industry. And I think that, when you get past those headlines in the news channels, the fundamentals of the hotel industry are still rock solid. And so if you can, we weather these cycles, we've had it before, and people who really can see the value, they get the deals done. So, as a brand, I think we just have to really walk with those franchisees, those investors, and try to understand, how they're trying to fund their deal, and work with them on understanding the economics of the deal, as well as the economics of the long-term play, because it goes way beyond signing on the dotted line. It's how your P&L looks on a regular basis, and the margins are able to draw. And I think that overall that's what's key in the economic environment.
The only thing I would say is that the debt markets, if this continues, if this tightening continues, it is going to be problematic for many in the room. Over the course of the next 4 years, I think the number is $50 billion in securitized loans are coming due. So that's the pressure on the ownership. So what do you do when your loan is coming due and the cost of capital is double what it was when you took out that loan? And then you apply things like PIPs and deferred maintenance that we're all dealing with coming out of the pandemic. So although they are kind of the short-term issues, if this monetary policy continues, I think that it's going to cause some real disruption in the marketplace.
You can see a lot of disconnect out there between the Fed and the Treasury and what they're going to do next. I mean, you can see it on the news this morning. It's like, oh, maybe we should pause this time.
I think most investors in this room believe that the interest rates are transitory. And, Keith mentioned a little while ago the importance of the human interaction. And labor, I would guess, if we were in this room, is still top of mind for all of us. We know we're short on housekeepers, we're short on front desk agents. And everything that we are working on, I would say, as an industry, has got to be, I know you're not crazy about chat, but we should always be looking for ways to enable the resources that you have to be retained, to stay with you, and to be happy and engaged, and whether it's global tipping, which you all should be doing for your housekeepers, to increase their attention, increase their satisfaction, increase their pay. Whether it's taking those calls away from your front desk agents and routing them to our professionally run call centers, whether it's mobile check-in or check-out, I am surprised that more of you are not embracing mobile key and being able to, again, take the pressure off your staff. I think labor is the biggest issue that we're going to continue facing. We have 500,000 jobs that are not filled in this industry. And there's too many things for everyone to make it. It's going to continue to be an issue for us, and we need to continue as brands to figure out ways to take the pressure off so that all of these small business owners' margins, continue to do what they're doing the last few years, and not flat. It's a good point. What is that? Stop kickbacks. Can we give him a microphone? I've always suggested we should do this like Friday's town hall.
But the only thing I would say on the labor front is unemployment is at an all-time low, 3 and change, 2.2. In the hospitality business, it's twice that. It's about 5.8. It's about 48% higher than unemployment. So leisure and hospitality, that's an extremely high employment issue. And although, again, I'm a believer in technology, it's always applied in all places. We really need housekeepers. But we have owners and operators, we have 8,000 employees, of which at any given time, 15% are 15%. It's 1,200 positions at any given time. So like you, owners and operators, we can't fill those positions. We can't fill those positions. We can't get the rooms clean. We can't get the rooms clean. We can't provide the service. And so it kind of goes back to the legislation, getting people into this country to fill these positions. Because after COVID, people left the industry and didn't come back. The service workers did not come back.
Taking back to the previous question of what COVID taught us is that as an industry pre-COVID, we were hyper-focused on guest satisfaction. We should still remain that way, but now we need to be hyper-focused on franchisee satisfaction, employee satisfaction. But we really need to enhance the jobs in the industry through technology, through chat, to really make it an industry people want to be part of. And I think that's going to be the key one.
Can I go back to finance?
Yes, sir.
Labor, absolutely an issue. Finance, though, here's what I would tell our hoteliers. Believe in your banks, but talk to them, okay? You gotta talk to them, you gotta seek assurances that they're doing okay. Number 2, believe in regional banks. They are part of the foundation of our industry. And while there may be 1 or 2 failures, thankfully the feds came back, backstop them, help them through it, but believe in your regional banks. They fund new construction. But review your balance sheets. Here's my notes. Collect on aging receivables, seek to extend your payment terms, consider debt extensions, spread your cash, and consider if you have anything over $250,000 in any one bank, put it in a bank that's defined as too big to fail, so that you're risk adverse with regard to any regional bank. While you believe in them, hedge on the cautious side.
Trust but verify. So this leads to, I think, a very good question. What programs do you have that are helping moving other underrepresented groups in our industry? Because that is something that we're seeing more of, but really, I think, in some areas, not as much as it should. I'll take that one. So, Red River is one of the first in the industry to come up with women entrepreneur to help women learn and grow in the industry. We just recently rebranded that She Leads, support, help, and elevate women. And then, most recently, I had a meeting for America. We hired Neal Patel as director of Green help grow its women in ownership program and underserved markets as well. When we started this in 2016, we were in the teens percentage-wise of women over partially. I'm proud to say today we're up to 35%. 25%. Our goal was to hit 40, but we've seen such growth in that, we're now going to try to hit 50%. Women under pressure. Very exciting.
We launched the Life Away program. It's similar, I'm sure, to some degree, but very much not just incentive-based, but really walking along with women to help them understand the whole process, right? It's how to find the right property, the investment process, the banking process. Operations, I will say, I was at, years ago, at a regional AAHOA at women's event. I was amazed at women are the backbone to the hotels. To a lot of they're hungry, they've got great questions. I mean, they don't hold back and, oh, I already know that. I mean, they're like ready to go. And so it's really just been a great program, and really we've kind of formed it into like the way, so that it's really targeted to the Latino community, African American community, any of the underserved communities when you look at the hotel industry. So lots of success.
Like the Way is a great name. You've got a
we leave the lines on there, Jeff.
There you go. So ours, I'm just looking at Trisha Patel, who helped us launch. Trisha, Women on the Roof, we're having an event tomorrow afternoon. It was last year, a year ago, at Alice, where Trisha helped us kick it off. We've executed now over 2 dozen women owned and developed hotels. We've opened now a dozen women owned and roof hotels. So many great stories. So we had several times. I'd love to tell you about my favorite. I'm going to do the same thing for Black owners and Black developers. And Andy Ingram was somewhere here in the room, helped us kick off our Black owners and lodging developers a year ago, and we have a dozen and opening 2 now, which is really exciting. But whether it's what AAHOA is doing, whether it's what H&R is doing before, another great initiative. I think you're the keynote, Julia. Is that correct?
I just want to look forward. Yes.
Keynote this year. It's amazing, Andy, how far this industry has come in a very short period of time in terms of using our balance sheet, using our training, using our resources, providing things to women, Black-owned developers that we ordinarily have not done before, and has opportunity for us.
How proud are we that we're on a panel with the women CEOs?
We all agree. The entire
So we have a program as well, team up. It's about development, incentives, CV, money to cash. And but it's also about mentorship after the acquisition. That's what's also truly important to us, is not to say, here's the deal, we'll help you, but then helping post-acquisition. And something else I think is really important. Every member of the leadership team as Western has on their scorecard, this is a quote, I will foster and promote a workplace culture of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Because you have to set that culture of inclusion, not just have a program, right? It's everybody has to believe in it. And so it's on their scorecard. I expect them to remember that on a daily basis, that is part of our culture, not just a program.
And I think that's so true. You work on something, put it on the desk, people forget. When you're walking it over the desk, that's really the only way to grow and to improve. So talking about, we have 2 minutes and 24 seconds. The last question. What message do you have for new owners? How many new owners are in the hotels or in the audience? They new? No?
Come on, you gotta get dad and mom to give you that asset.
So, what do you have to say to new owners and new employees coming into this industry? You know, I say it all the time, there's never been a better opportunity to grow in this industry. So, advice on it?
Yeah, I worked full-time when I was going to Ohio State University, 2.5 years at the service hotel. I started in this industry, great entry-level industry to get started.
You elect your directors, and the intent was you should know how your directors vote in a board meeting, whether they're representing you or not, and if they're representing your best interest. And this was passed at that board meeting. And now, if you go on myahoa.com and if you log in, where your board member have voted on key issues that impact you. And it's all available on our website, on our minutes.
So we get to know which board member voted, which one did not vote.
Absolutely.
Is that
correct?
Okay.
Of course.
Good morning all. My name is Maulesh Patel and I'm a lifetime member from New Jersey. Well, I have a few things to say. Well, congratulations on a phenomenal convention here. Finally, AAHOA is talking about...
One more round of applause. Thank you guys. Look, some may think, why are we getting involved in India or in the Indian government? But the answer is pretty simple. When it comes to employment or labor, we simply don't have the workforce. There's a lot more people exiting the industry, exiting the workforce versus them coming in. Therefore, we have to think of ideas that are outside the box. So this is the first step for us to get there. Is it a perfect plan? Absolutely not. But together, if we work together, we can make this plan perfect. Just here this week at AAHOACON, AAHOA launched the OTA Data-Driven Impact Study, which focuses on 4 main areas. Number 1, OTA usage and distribution. Number 2, your commission rates. Number 3, brand awareness. And number 4, the market share. The data is analyzed to determine the impact that these factors have on hotel performance and to identify strategies for maximizing your revenue. We encourage you to participate so we can better serve you and your needs in the future. Please scan the QR code behind me to fill up a brief survey so we can better understand how OTAs are impacting our members in 2023 and beyond. Now, I'd like to welcome the whole officers back to the stage for open forum. And in the past, we've only kept this session about 15, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We will keep this open for 1 hour this time. Just out of respect, please do not repeat any questions that have already been asked. And we have mics, we have number 1 right here, number 2, please line up if you have questions. And we want to hear from our members. We want to hear, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What can we do to continue taking this association to the next level? Any feedback is appreciated. So if you have any questions, please line up on mic number 1 and mic number 2.
Here we go. Time to die.
Go ahead, mic number 2. Please say where you're from and your name.
My name is Bharat Bharat. I'm from Los Angeles, SAPP. And very first time we started, and myself and us bring the 125 members. Very first time in Lawrence. Since then, I'm always talking about why we don't have any small hotelier in this participation. What is the problem going on? We want to find out. See, we talk about the franchise, everything. But we came from the small hotel. 1-room hotel, 2-room hotel, 5-room hotel, still today in the market. So we have to bring them in and make it maybe 50,000 members. That is we have to have a goal for the next 2 years. We need our independent hotelier need to be why we are not here. And I am representing the small hotelier. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat. And to answer that real quick, this year, under Bharat's chairmanship, we are going to do independent hotelier conferences, multiple of them throughout the nation. I know we haven't done them in the recent years, but that is one thing we are doing to push engagement, especially from our independent hoteliers. So thank you.
Neil, I'm really not a member of AAHOA, but I participated in raising funds. But what I saw during a AAHOA meeting is amazing. What you guys do and how organized.
No, I'm just don't want to do it.
Started on time. I come from Api. We are a disaster, no question about it, compared to you guys. And we have more educated people. and even AAHOA. So I want to congratulate AAHOA and your membership and your executive committee.
Thank you.
And thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Arun Patel from Bondi, California. So you're asking good and bad. So I have nothing to say but good. So what I notice, what AAHOA is being my AAHOA. Who is AAHOA? AAHOA is us. We are AAHOA. So you cannot say AAHOA did that because you're criticizing yourself. So improve yourself on your own before you criticize my AAHOA. So what I will say is what AAHOA is doing and these young officers doing, easy to criticize. We cannot even manage 5 of our family members, our own. They want to go east, want to go north. We cannot even manage 5. These guys managing 20,000 of us. We have nothing to say but positive things. For example, I remember they called Neal Kapoor paying 150,000 price tag. We are stepping away from that. That guy talked for 5 minutes, make no sense. Kevaliya, Grandmaster Swami, I got my head ties. Inviting him again. Baltimore was amazing on the screen. This, his priceless name, you bet them, he came, was priceless lecture being here yesterday. That has no price tag, my brother. I'm telling you, you're going to get so much blessing in your life because of that. Now, inviting Sadhguru, my salute to you guys. I'm telling you. I have nothing bad to say but positive things. So you know how I said this before, and you guys are follower of Modi, right? Am I right? So any critics, make a step up, louder, stronger, and
Yeah, do it again for 30 seconds or 1 minute. Please.
Miraj, all of you, and Laura, I'm touched with your story, my dear. I have so much love and respect. With us forever. Not like messed up like someone else did to us. Please don't. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rocky Patel, and I've been a lifetime member for a very long time. And I'm a small independent hotel owner and operator. Correct me if I'm wrong, but some time ago, the transparency COGD was passed, correct?
2 years ago, yes.
2 years ago. So, can you, in short, explain to us members what it is and where are the records published?
Yeah, so what they're referring to is there was a COGD that was done about 2 years ago. I was one of the co-authors of it, and it was pretty simple. You elect your directors, and the intent was you should know how your directors voted in a board meeting, whether they're representing you or not, and if they're representing your best interest. And this was passed at that board meeting, and now
Make a difference. Let the ones who are not here, make them understand that if you're not with AAHOA, then we are united, and we have to make a statement. So thank you for the continued positivity throughout the convention. And thank you, Jeff, and your entire team in the industry that may not have the connection, where you don't have to wait until the annual convention to meet these individuals. Additionally, if you need 100 TVs, for example, even they have rate parity, where they cannot publish a lower rate. And if we connect you one-on-one with these suppliers, and they decide to give you a 10% discount, guess what? That 10% will flow directly to your bottom line. So that